Hello, this is Beth
And Ted.
from Theme Park Fantasy, coming to you with more news. This is good news. Good news for the Disney lovers. First of all, Disneyland is trying very hard to open up for July 17th, which will coincide this 65-year anniversary. They are right now got their paperwork in.
Trying to get approval from the town and the city.
Absolutely. We wish them the best. We hope that this works out for them. And they're also got paperwork in. They're trying to open the Disney Grand California Hotel and Spa.
And the Pixar Pier Hotel.
Which we hope that will work for them.
Yeah, that's going to be, what, a week later on
the
July
23rd.
23rd.
July
exactly.
23rd for them. So we're keeping our fingers crossed because we do love to watch Katie and Spencer from Best Life and Beyond. We saw that they got the news and we're very happy for them. And Adam Lulu, who we also like to watch. It's good news for them and for us because we love Disney and we love sharing with the rest of the world about it so that they know what's coming and what's going and they can enjoy these things on both parts.
As a lot of the world gets back to normal and normality, this is our normality. We all, all of us who love the parks love to go to the parks, and we've been missing that very, very much. We certainly understand, the level of emotion that goes along with this. So.
Absolutely, emotion and the dedication, and we'll do what is needed to do to be able to continue on our Disney lives.
Yep, exactly.
Absolutely.
So what else we got?
Next on the list is that they will follow the mandatory laws of you will have to have a face mask.
Social distancing.
It's important. We go to Disney Springs here in Orlando, and it's done really well. It's not an issue. You have your mask. They check your temperature. You're greeted. You could still tell that people are smiling. They're happy to see you. And then you go on into Disney Springs. It's not a question. There are a lot of places that you can wash your hands, you can hand sanitize, and people are spread out. Everybody's there because they want to be there.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to follow the same types of protocols once they reopen the parks.
And that's what we're hoping because it's working.
We know
there.
They're going to have fewer numbers, probably 30% to start, down around that ballpark. You can go by some of the other parks, Universal, SeaWorld, they're all using the temperature screening right now. It's easy, it's foolproof. You go through, bang, you're done. Masks, that, is a hot topic for a lot of people. I hope Disney has taken the time to put procedures in place for that. Some of the parks that we've gone to have not been diligent about making people adhere to that rule, which of course threatens the health of all of us. And the fact that these parks are open, they can be closed again. So
we don't want that.
Yeah, if you think it is your right not to wear a mask, this is private property. You are at the will of these property owners, and right now they are requiring masks on property.
And we're good with that.
Yeah, I'm more than willing to wear a mask if I can go to the parks. So
yeah, we'll
it's
do
not
that.
a question.
It's about health and safety. It's about everybody's health and safety. We all want to enjoy this. So
none of us want to get sick. So let's just do what we can not to get sick.
And the next thing on the list is that they started to instill about a new bag check-in type of system.
Yeah, they were checking that over in the Lime Garage this week.
By Disney Springs here.
So it was basically it's basically a walkthrough system, something more like you would find in Orlando International Airport.
Yeah.
Basically it's a hands-off, no-touch screening system. It's supposed to be able to put through 10 times the number of people
and go real fast.
Yeah, that a normal bag check person could do. We do know that people with smaller bags are pretty much just going to walk through this system. If you do have larger bags, though, they may well call you to the side and ask you to take items out of the bag so they can visually look. It'll still be a no-touch system, though. Yeah. They're trying very hard to avoid contact.
Yes, they are. So this is a good thing. Also, if you did not know, you need to know that you need to make reservations to go to the parks. It's how they keep the numbers
within line. Yeah, they want to keep it under a set amount to start with. Disney started this, obviously, over in Shanghai. And that has been working well.
Wow.
They're going to do the same thing here. Universal has done it since they reopened on the 5th. SeaWorld is doing it. Aquatica is doing it. It's just the norm now. You have to basically, first you have to have an active ticket, whether you're a pass holder or a day ticket.
Yep.
Then you have to go to the reservation system and actually make a reservation for that day. Number in your party so you can all get in. And then when you go to the gates, you need to show both. I mean, this is SeaWorld, and SeaWorld and Aquatica are both using the system. Right now, I don't believe Universal is, but my guess is Disney's is going to be similar to the system SeaWorld's using. Call ahead, book it, and then show up. You actually need both barcodes for them to read to get you in. One showing an active ticket, and the other showing your reservation. So
yeah, we haven't done the Universal thing yet. But we don't know how that works. That's why we can't give you that information yet. At some point we will be making it there, and we can let you know what we find out. And next and foremost, we have gone to Disney Springs tonight, matter of fact, because Home Comin has had their reopening.
They just reopened a little later than a lot of them.
Yeah, and that's okay. It was well worth it. They put out a patio, which gave them a little extra seating.
More social distance seating.
Yeah, and it was really fantastic.
Restaurants have been limited by number of capacity, depending on the phase we're in. 50%, I think is the max right now. But a lot of these restaurants have been making up with it by doing outside seating. So if they had X number before, they may have increased their patios. Or they're trying to utilize every inch of usable space they can within the guidelines.
Yeah, and they did. They've done a great job, and we will be having a video coming out on that.
I'd say probably this weekend.
This week, it was just fantastic. The food was incredible. The drinks were fabulous.
Yeah, you gotta love the moonshine. It is one of the best places for the moonshine.
Yeah, and our server, Megan, outstanding
Yeah, she was glad to be back to work.
Yeah, she was very glad, very smiling, very happy, very intuitive. So
yes, even under the mask, we could tell she was smiling.
Good employee, great person. She was great to meet her. So we want to give her a shout out to her. All right, and then the next thing is there is going to be a new cookie place that is coming to Disney Springs, and the name of the cookie place is called Gideon's.
Right now you'd be familiar with them because they're the ones who supply those massive cookies over to the Polite Pig. If you've been so lucky to get them, I know usually they sell out by like 5 or 6 o'clock at night. So if you haven't gotten there, you haven't seen them. But they are amazing. So it's a nice new store coming into the place.
They're bringing
outside we have the M&M store coming at some point.
We do.
Yeah, I saw that Coke was open today.
Coke is open, officially open, which is a good thing for them. And obviously we saw pictures for them, took a look on the outside, and they had the social distancing. The only thing that was surprising is they didn't have any masks for Coca-Cola. People were looking forward to getting a Coca-Cola mask. So hopefully they'll get going on
little
that.
Marketing here, Coke.
Yeah, exactly. Surprised they didn't have it. But they did have people, and they were spaced out, so it
No
was...
polar bear, though.
No bear.
No polar bear.
No bear yet, but he'll be coming. So yeah, they're up and running again, which is good to see. More and more places are coming alive down at Disney Springs. And as we said, we love going there. It's not a hassle. It's really easy peasy. The cast make it that way. The employees want to be there, so they're excited to see you. So it's a win-win for everybody. And the other side thing we wanted to shout out was that Ghirardelli's has got a new sundae out called the Nacho Dip Sundae, and can't wait to try that.
Yeah, it's basically a hot fudge sundae on top of cinnamon flavored nachos.
Yeah, so it's going to be
interesting.
Cool.
Maybe like a churro.
Yeah, exactly. So and it's a big bowl of it. So that is on our list to see. So the next thing we're going to discuss is SeaWorld and Aquatica. We got ourselves our annual passes this year because we wanted to bring something to the people to know that, things are rolling and getting back together. And we went to SeaWorld on Monday, and you will see the videos coming out on that. I was very pleased. It was fantastic. We had gone on a Monday.
We were there about 11 o'clock.
About 11 o'clock. We had the mask. They did the check-in, the temperature, not a problem. That if you didn't have a mask, they were very smart. They had a rack out front that you could buy the mask right there so you can get into the park.
Yeah, they're not giving you a free one. You got to go buy one.
Yeah, but
Good
they're
for
cool.
them.
They're,
Good for them. Yeah, SeaWorld actually has the best selection of masks that I've seen.
Yeah, they're really creative. They've done a really good job with those. And we'll show you some pictures of them. So that was a great situation to go through. They had the distancing stickers throughout each place that you had gone to. Everything was open. We were told that it wasn't going to be, but everything was.
Yeah,
the restaurants
they were saying a lot of the
open,
restaurants would be down,
but they were open.
Yeah, all the ones we hit were open. Some of them might have had reduced items or things missing, but for the most part, and the crowds were light. So
it was very.
Of course,
light.
it is a big park. It's easy to spread out in that park.
Saw a lot of people walking around and sanitizing, wiping down and cleaning things.
Yeah, they were very diligent.
Yeah,
in that
it's very
respect.
clean. I was very pleased to see that. So just so you're aware of that, and the distancing wasn't an issue there. Yes, there was people there, but no problems whatsoever. Everybody was very, helpful, and definitely recommend to go there. I really would. It's, even for the families, it's so much for every age.
Yeah,
in there.
And if you're a roller coaster person, certainly, SeaWorld has got, 3 up and running right now. They got the new one, the Iron Quasi, coming up here shortly, but it's not quite done yet.
Yeah, and they have
Manta,
Mako,
and they have one other.
and we are not roller coaster fans, but you'll see we had a video this week that we went on the water raft.
Yeah,
ride.
Infinity Falls.
It's fun. It was so much fun. It's very long. You will get wet. Not a question, no doubt. You will get wet. And it was quite interesting. It's got a couple surprises on it for you, but nothing too alarming or too scary.
It's a nice family ride.
It is a great family ride. I highly recommend that. As a matter of fact, we went on twice because it was just so much fun. And again, everybody was very helpful and smiling. And the distancing was a really good thing. People had their masks on inside. You might saw 1 or 2 people, but otherwise everybody else was following what they were supposed to. That was good. The next place was Aquatica. We had gone there on Tuesday, actually, I take that back.
Yeah, went the day after SeaWorld.
The day after SeaWorld. They had, we got there about 11 o'clock, and they had a little snag with their temperature line. We were surprised. You had to sit in the car for about a half an hour.
We waited in the parking lot for like a half an hour, which they said the reason why. We originally thought the park was full up, and they were, of course, everyone has to have reservations, but it turned out that the temperature screening was backed up.
Yeah.
I will say they have the largest number of temperature screening tents I've seen in any park we've been to. They have 4 separate tents with 2 to 4 stations in each tent. So maybe they didn't have enough people to staff it, but they certainly have ample.
And this is a place you have to have reservations also.
Yeah.
And you have to confirm the reservations and the ticketing. We saw multiple families that were trying to get in that did not have masks.
Yeah, they didn't even make it to temperature check.
Yeah, but
whole groups of them.
Groups of them. I mean, groups of families from little ones and the toddlers to right up to grandma and grandpa not having a mask, and they were giving out free masks because you couldn't even get in there without one. And that was great. We thought, oh, this is fantastic. Not an issue.
Then you walk through.
You walk through.
No masks.
No masks.
Anywhere.
We have not been here in a long, long time. So we did our due diligence and we walked through, and we were there earlier enough, so there wasn't a lot of people. So you could keep your social distancing a good thing to yourself, not having anybody right next to you, whatnot. And that worked out really well for about the first hour. And then it became crowded.
Yeah, more and more people showed up.
It was crowded. They had no one.
The team members were actually stopped letting people into various pools. Like one of the wave pools, they stopped letting people in. They were letting them one at a time as people left. One of the kids' playgrounds, they were doing the same thing. You had lines outside of them. And the thing in the water parks, which has been hard for us all to try to comprehend, is no masks. Obviously, you're going on a water ride, and water in your mask isn't a good thing. But you still have to walk between the rides, no masks.
Yeah.
The only time we needed a mask was when we needed to go walk through a restaurant to get our lunch to sit outside, which, to be quite honest, is kind of foolish.
It was surprising.
Yeah, you know, the whole rest of the day you didn't need a mask, but you needed a mask for that whole 5-minute strip in one little store when you had people beside you, right beside you the whole rest of the day. It was not the safest environment in that fashion. That, and the other thing that you noticed, Beth, was a number of people cleaning.
There was none. There wasn't one person with a squirt bottle or
There
anything.
was one. There was one by the little park, the little raft float. There was spring handles. That was it. It was the only person we saw cleaning the whole day.
Through the whole day. There was, I mean, if you go to, you know, the Seaworld or you go to Disney Springs, you see somebody with a squirt bottle and they're wiping stuff down left and right. You turn around, you almost bump into one. Aquatica didn't have anybody. I was very surprised. I was very alarmed. But, you know, with the chlorine and stuff, and we were there earlier, there wasn't that many people. So you could keep yourself self-distancing. Because we want to know. People ask us, what's it like? How many people are there? Are they busy? And
I would suggest, if you want to do it, go early, be out of there by noon. 1 o'clock at the latest.
You go in for a couple hours and you get out of there, because it was so crowded. It was literally bumper to bumper. People were running into each other because you couldn't move. I was so surprised that that was allowed to happen. But that is our job, to give you, before you spend the money or take the time and you bundle all those kids, you get them in the car and you're like, oh my gosh,
what have I done?
This is not what we expected. Have an idea. Get there early. Go. Get out of there by 12:30 and go home for the day. Especially if you're annual pass holders, you want to be able to use your pass.
It's the only way we're going to do it.
Yeah, so you know, because we do love going to water parks. It's one of our things. And we will just go early.
And it's, you know, if we didn't have this pandemic, it is a nice water park.
It's a very nice water park.
A lot of good slides. We did ride several slides, you know, the first part of the day when it was empty.
It was empty. It was.
You know, so after that, we just hung out at the wave pool for a while, and then we got out of there.
Yeah, that's what we did. So, you know, as it was cool, it had a lot of things in there. It just didn't have the protocols. You had to have the mask to walk in, and then everybody just like threw their masks away. It just disappeared. And then there was just no spraying down, and it just became so overly crowded. We couldn't believe it. It was time to go. So I'm just letting you know, I'm a mom that packing up all the kids and bringing them out there and thinking you're going to have the afternoon. It's going to be packed.
Yep.
Plus, it's the only place that's open right now.
Exactly.
So we're just giving you the information that as we take it and as we find it to help you and your family. So this has been Beth
and Ted
from Theme Park Fantasy, and we will update you each week as we learn and as we do more things for you and your family for making your Theme Park Fantasies come true.
Yep, and once again, go over to themeparkfantasy.com, see what other goodies we get over there. You know, we have quite a bit of food reviews and rides and all sorts of good stuff. So we will talk to you next week.
We are wishing you well, and please keep safe. Thank you.